As we approach the pinnacle of NBA basketball, aka the playoffs, I always enjoy doing an analysis of each postseason team to identify players that I think are going to be the key to their team's long term success. Even with my high degree of basketball knowledge, please understand that these are just my opinions. So if you disagree, let's respectfully have that debate amongst ourselves in the comment section. Feel free to like and subscribe if you enjoyed today's content, and let's dive in. Okay, so we're going to start off with the Eastern Conference playing teams because at the time I'm making this video, the Western Conference still needs more time to sort itself out. The Chicago Bulls have figured out their identity at the perfect time in the season. They've been on fire recently, and it's been led by their young guard duo, Kobe White and Josh Giddey, and they're going to have to prove themselves worthy of postseason play and if they can handle the adversity that will come. Even though the majority of focus will be around White, Giddey, and Vucevic, I feel like Matas Buzelis will be a huge X factor for them. The 6'10 rookie wing has really outshined most of his 2024 draft class members and has the most potential to become a star. His playmaking ability and touch around the rim are the strongest aspects of his game. He's also a knockdown shooter off the catch, so he can't sag off to protect that drive. I would love to see him become a consistent mid-range scorer, as that will make him an elite 3-level scorer. Adding some strength on his frame and becoming a more reliable on-ball defender will help him evolve into a wing that NBA teams dream of. The Bulls may have acquired their version of Jason Tatum or Jaylen Brown that they will hope will help return them to their glory days. With Chicago attempting 40+ threes per game, a player like Buzelis is perfect to have. If the threes aren't falling, he'll have no problem driving to the hoop for the higher percentage shot. If they are in a three-point rhythm, he can also match the beat of the team. The most dangerous advantage Buzelis has, though, is that he's young and his potential is limitless. Next, we will look into the Bulls' play-in matchup, the Miami Heat. A lot has changed since the 2023 NBA Finals, but Miami find themselves in an underdog position once again. With their main man playoff Jimmy gone, a lot more responsibilities ride on the shoulders of Bam Adebayo and Tyler Hero. Both players have made it to the finals twice already at their young ages, but neither were ever the number one option on both teams that made it that far. There will be a lot of focus on how to slow down Hero as a scorer, which will open up a part of his game that can make this team very scary. Hero's playmaking ability has to continue to shine, if not evolve, if they plan on making a deep playoff run. He's averaging a career-high 6 assists per game this season, and that willingness to share the rock will be crucial if you are seeing constant double teams and or heavy defensive pressure. The backup big men Kel'el Ware and Thomas Bryant are also going to be important when it comes to helping Adebayo on the floor or when he's sitting down for rest. Facing a skilled big man like Nikola Vucevic can easily tire out Adebayo on top of all the other responsibilities that he'll have on any given night, so it's essential that he has support and holding down the middle. Ultimately, either the Bulls or the Heat will end up facing the Cavs if they win out, but I don't think either team has enough to get past the Cavs. I will say I do have more faith in the Bulls winning at least one game against the Cavs in the series. I believe that the Heat's interior will be crushed by the two-headed dragon of Jarrett Allen and Evan Mobley. Next, we have the Orlando Magic, the team that has so much potential wiped away by crucial injuries. They lost Paolo Banchero for a while shortly after his 50-point masterclass. Then a couple weeks later, lost Franz Wagner to the same injury. This team is young and no strangers to adversity, so this should give them the edge heading into the postseason. Teams will be zeroed in on a dual wing threat of Banchero and Wagner, which will allow Cole Anthony, Goga Bitadze, and Anthony Black more opportunities to contribute. I truly believe that any of their role or bench players has a chance to become the dark horse, with Jalen Suggs most likely being out for the play-ins. When everyone on this team is contributing, it's like listening to a well-structured orchestra. Suggs' high energy and high IQ will be missed on both ends, but I feel like it can be replaced for the time being. The guard combo of Black and Anthony could possibly shake up the opposing team's game plan and match the missing energy from Suggs. Black's height and length makes him a great defender and rebounder at his position. He can also dominate in the mid-range, which will add variety to their scoring attack. Anthony is coming off an injury, but when he's at his best, he can give you much-needed buckets and has no problem making plays for his teammates. The Magic will be matched up with the Atlanta Hawks, and I just want to get something off my chest before we dive in. Atlanta seriously needs to get Trae Young help if they plan on having any long-term success. Yes, they paired him up with DeJounte Murray, and yes, they drafted Zachary Rotisserie, and he's been contributing, but I never bought into the hype of any of those moves. I honestly would have loved to see a big like Anthony Davis paired with Young on the Hawks. I believe a move like this will make the Hawks a top 5 team in the East, but we may never know. With their second leading scorer, Jalen Johnson, injured, opposing teams will be locked in on shutting down Young. Also, with Clint Capella being hurt, Onyeka Okongwu, aka Mr. Chino Hills, must step up and fill the shoes of their defensive anchor. This will be a nice series for Rotisserie to prove the doubters wrong and show why he was the number 1 pick in last year's draft by stepping up as the number 2 scoring threat. Out of everyone on the Hawks though, I believe the play of Dyson Daniels may just decide their fate as a team. Their lockdown, point of attack defender will be guarding or pestering the opposing team's number 1 option every single night. He's a defender that you must be aware of at all times due to his ability to completely disrupt offensive sets. He's the perfect player to put behind a smaller point guard like Young, as Daniels can cover any weaknesses that he'll have on the defensive end. The Hawks must be all in on defense if they want a chance to beat the Magic and extend their postseason. Either the Hawks or the Magic will ultimately have to face the Celtics or the Cavs if they win out, and I don't see either team winning 4 games against any of them. At most, the Hawks or the Magic could steal 1, maybe 2 games from either team, but both teams just aren't deep enough to get past them in a playoff series. Okay, as I'm editing this video on Wednesday, April 9th, the Western Conference is still a chaotic mess. The 3rd through 8th seeds are only separated by a few games with less than a week left in the regular season. I think it's safe to say that the Mavericks and the Kings will be matched up against each other to ultimately fight for the 8th seed. The Kings will be relying heavily on the trio of Zach LaVine, DeMar DeRozan, and Domantas Sabonis to carry them to victory. This is only the 2nd time that LaVine has made it to the postseason, so he'll be battle tested to see if he can carry the load as the number 1 option. The combined postseason experience of DeRozan and Sabonis should be a huge boost for the team overall and should instill confidence. With Keegan Murray and Malik Monk battling injuries, this is truly Keon Ellis' time to shine. He caught my attention last season when he dropped 26 points and rained in 8 threes against OKC, and I was wondering where he came from. I was confused as to why he wasn't receiving consistent playing time moving forward because he seemed like such an impactful player. Now, I believe this will be the series where he has the opportunity to put a lot of people on notice. He's a great point of attack defender like Dyson Daniels, and he will be tasked with guarding the opposing team's number 1 scoring threat. Ellis is working with a smaller body frame though, which limits his versatility as a defender. He more than makes up for it with his agility, awareness of where to be on the court, and his length to disrupt passing lanes. He's no slouch on the offensive end either, which makes him the essential two-way force to help to lead the Kings to a deep postseason run. Ellis is an efficient spot-up shooter that will demand respect from opposing defenses. He hasn't quite shown the ability to create his own shots, but he's able to create opportunities for his teammates thanks to his quick decision-making. The Kings will be matched up with the Dallas Mavericks, a team that has had one of the most shocking seasons we've ever seen. After the blockbuster surprise trade to get rid of Luka Doncic and bring in Anthony Davis, it left us with more questions than anything about the Mavs' future. But a team that has a fully healthy Anthony Davis and Kyrie Irving should never completely lose hope. With Irving out and Davis battling an injury, the big men are going to be a key part of their success. Derek Lively and or Daniel Gafford are going to have to consistently be that second level of paint protection playing behind Davis. This 3-big rotation will act as the perfect counter to the Kings' inside attack by always having a rim protector ready in the back line. The health of Davis is crucial for the Mavs' success because if Gafford and Lively had to constantly be on the floor together, it'll ruin the rotating rim protector strategy, and it could possibly stagnate the offense as well. I truly believe that Max Christie will evolve into the floor general for the Mavs' second unit. Christie already began showing signs of greatness when he was on the Lakers, but now he's taking full advantage of the situation after the trade. At the ripe age of 22, he has the confidence and decision making of an NBA vet. He can create shots for himself and his teammates, he's fearless when driving to the paint, and he's a tenacious defender on the other end. If either the Kings or the Mavericks win out, they'll have to make a trip to Oklahoma City to play the number 1 seeded Thunder. I think Dallas will be a better matchup for OKC, as the Mavs basically cause major problems for the Thunder. They will probably steal 2 games to make it a 6-game series, but I feel like neither the Mavs nor the Kings have enough to get past OKC. Okay, so we'll just sit back and let the Western Conference sort itself out. Once the last matchup gets confirmed, I guess I'll do another video or maybe a shorts or something, I don't know.